Welcome, Hannah and Lilli. It is so good to finally host you both and to have you both represent your nonprofit, Ignite Mentoring. It is truly an honor for us to learn about the importance of financial literacy on this very month and also see how your nonprofit contributes to not just mentoring but also this topic in broad. So, without wasting any more time, if you could just both introduce yourselves and tell us in what capacity do you work at Ignite?
Yeah, so I'm Hannah. I'm the finance manager for Ignite Mentoring this year.
Awesome, Hannah. And Lilli?
My name's Lilli. I am the secretary of Ignite Mentoring for 2022.
Got it. So while I was able to look at your website and understand a little bit about your nonprofit, where you offer, I think, a lot of custom programs for students across a spectrum of their age, and programs have a certain duration as well. And it kind of aims at different activities that help students with their self-esteem, engagement, confidence, participation, and also a lot of other skill-based subjects. So just want to understand a little bit more about your nonprofit. If Lilli, you would like to take us through that?
Yeah, of course. So the primary goal of our programs are to increase students' self-confidence. So we do this through a variety of different hands-on activities, and we have our mentor base, which goes to different classrooms from low socioeconomic areas over the duration of a 9-week program. The different programs that we run include our resilience program, our careers program, and our English as a second language program. Each of those runs for 9 weeks over the course of about a term and a half for the high school students. Our classes range from year 7 to about year 10, and we have those different programs. As part of those different programs, we have a variety of activities which work on curating different areas of students' soft skill set. So those are things like teamwork, leadership, communication, perseverance. All of those things work together in the ultimate aim of improving students' self-confidence and, depending on the program, their resilience, their career aspects, or their confidence in speaking English.
Awesome. Thank you, Lilli. And I really like how the programs are so diverse. They cover different areas, and all of them are equally important. I mean, English is so relevant for everyone to learn, because how else would you communicate? So I think it's amazing, because a lot of nonprofits, while they do cover self-confidence and self-esteem, they often forget how important language is to cover those barriers as well. So I really love the idea. Hannah, just very curious to know, as a financial manager at this nonprofit, why did you particularly choose to work at Ignite? Was there some reason that motivated you, and how has your experience been like?
Yeah, I think educational inequity is such a massive issue, and I think just having the opportunity to work for a cause that values, I guess, just every single aspect of what we do. So like the I guess community that's created within the volunteers that then channels into the work we do with the students is it's such a beautiful I guess flow-on effect. And yeah, I think just being able to see the difference in the students each week, because even though we're both on the executive team, we still get to go into the classrooms and work with the students, and just because it's a continued program with the students rather than just a one-off, we get to see the improvement each and every week, rather than just on a once-off, which is a really exciting opportunity, just to see the students grow and just really, I guess, develop their confidence, which is what we work so hard to, I guess, achieve, which is really exciting.
Great. And I think it's commendable to see that your nonprofit is entirely student-led, student-run. So it's kind of like a full cycle. You educate students and children, and they are the one who actually run it as well. So that's awesome. Now, just want to understand a little bit more about the month that we're celebrating, Financial Literacy Month. So, want to hear your candid thoughts on why is financial literacy important in 2022. And Lilli, if you have some thoughts.
I think financial literacy is really important because it affects almost every aspect of our lives, particularly relevant for us as students and our progression into adulthood. It's a really big part of kind of our journey into independence is understanding financial literacy, understanding our own finances and those of people around us. It also is important, I think, to, as we come into the workforce, understand how to make those kind of sensible financial decisions to ensure long-term success. And I think financial literacy is becoming increasingly important because our financial landscape changes so much with technology and everything happening so quickly and so fast, and advancement is just overwhelmingly quick these days. So keeping up to date and understanding things that are happening right now is becoming increasingly important to understand what will be happening in the future as well.
Anna, would you like to add?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's so important because obviously being able to make those important financial decisions means that we can reach our financial goals, I guess, and being able to better manage money and debt, I feel like really has a flow-on effect for mental health, which is obviously super important. So with better financial literacy, we have less, I guess, financial stress and anxiety, and therefore that puts less strain on other aspects of our lives, I guess relationships, pursuing careers and stuff like that. And yeah, just being able to make better informed decisions with, I guess, different, selecting investments, insurance, things like that. So that will also cause less anxiety down the road, and also when we're making those decisions. I don't know. Sorry, I think your connection might have dropped out.
Awesome. So just want to understand that how has your nonprofit been adapting with the changing financial landscape and digital financial landscape, especially with crypto, Web3 and all this space just coming in. How have you adapted? Are there some provisions that people can donate to your nonprofit using these mediums as well?
I'm so sorry, I could not hear that because of my cat. Do you think you could just repeat that question? I don't know if it was for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So
sorry.
I was just asking that since the digital financial landscape is changing very rapidly, and nonprofit, especially in philanthropy sector, people are accepting say crypto funds, and people are also using NFTs now. So just want to understand, has your nonprofit also adapted these practices, and are there some roadblocks that you are facing, or are you okay in accepting donations through crypto?
I think because we are student run, so that's definitely one of the challenges for us, because I guess we're all trying to figure that out for ourselves as well. So I feel like it is maybe more of a roadblock for us at the moment, and also because we all are volunteers, so trying to establish time where we can work on, I guess, that type of thing has definitely been a bit of a challenge. So the way we, I guess, accept donation stuff at the moment is through I guess just old-fashioned money, but it's definitely something that we have talked about looking into, yeah, I think it's something that will take a while for us to implement at the moment. I don't know if Lilli has anything to add.
I just want to say that as a student-led organisation, one of the things that I think is a definite advantage for us is that we are student-led, so we are all young people, so we are aware of these technological developments, even if we don't always have the time, the resources, the money to actually implement them, we are aware of what's kind of up and coming and the technological changes that are available to us, which is definitely, I think, a benefit of having young people at the forefront of our organisation. It's just about having the capacity to actually implement those changes that we're becoming increasingly aware of. That's proving a bit more difficult.
No, absolutely. I think that is so true. And I think resources, bandwidth are something that nonprofits have to constantly deal with. And I hope that you overcome these problems and you get a lot of donations, both traditionally and through Web3 space. Just want to understand a little bit more, since you mentioned that you all are volunteers. So I'm assuming that you are either students or you have full-time jobs. So for someone who is very new to volunteering, wants to help your nonprofit, would you like to walk them through how you manage, or some tips that you'd like to give them so they could also contribute to your nonprofit?
As in, like, for people who are interested in volunteering with us, those kind of things. One of the things that, Hannah, if you don't mind if I ask.
Yeah, go.
One of the things that I think is amazing about having a student-led organisation is that we are all very understanding about the issues that you just mentioned. So having our full-time study load and part-time work and all those other extracurricular activities is something that we all deal with. So I think that Ignite is very understanding of any volunteers' other commitments that might mean that they either have to take a little bit of a hiatus from Ignite or are unable to volunteer at the moment, but we definitely encourage them to come back when they're able to. Sorry, I think that's definitely a benefit of our organisation, is that everyone's very empathetic and understanding of those kind of issues. The main tip that I would give is that it's all about your priorities. So if your priority at a certain time is university work or part-time work, then it's definitely about managing what you think will be the most helpful for achieving your goals at the moment. I think that if you are new to university and looking to make new friends and looking to kind of expand your horizon, definitely Ignite and lots of other volunteering organisations are an amazing way to do that. As people progress into the older years of university, potentially doing their postgraduate degrees, our kind of mission and our cause might be a little bit harder for them to contribute to. It definitely depends on where you're at in your kind of educational journey and how much you're progressing into the workforce as well. So my main tip would just be to evaluate your priorities at the moment, and if you think that now isn't the best time, that's completely understandable and everyone will be very empathetic towards that. But if you do choose to join Ignite and come volunteer with us, everyone is definitely very understanding because we are student run. So that's a definite, I don't think that's an impediment to joining at all. I think it actually encourages people as well, because we are just very understanding, because we're all in the same boat.
Hannah, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, I think Lilli pretty much, I guess, hit the nail on the head. But I think, I think getting involved in volunteering while you're going through your studies, I think is such a cool opportunity, because it really just opens your eyes to, I guess, issues that you maybe weren't aware of. So I think if you can find, I guess, ways to volunteer within Ignite that align with your study, I think that's a really cool opportunity, because we have different, I guess, so we have all our mentors, and then we have different segments of our leadership team. So we have finance and marketing and volunteers, all groups that, like, I guess, are catered towards different like fields of study. So if you're more interested in like business, say, you can join finance, and that's a really cool opportunity, like broaden your horizons there. But also, I guess, another tip I would give would be you don't need to have any, like, I guess, crazy skills or like be I guess have like professional experience and stuff to get involved. Like, we are super understanding of the fact that like everyone has come from like different, has taken different journeys and all that type of stuff, and we just love to have everyone around, and I guess in the organisation, because that results in a more diverse group of mentors that we can present to the students as well, which is really exciting for them. So
thank you for that, both of you. I think this just makes volunteering very fun and very interesting because it sounds something that is fun, doable, at the same time creating an impact. And I'll essentially be doing myself a favor because I'm a student, so I'm just kind of giving back to other students. So yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And with that, we come to the end of the interview. If there's anything that you'd like to add that we may have missed or I have forgotten to ask, I'd be happy to give you this time to communicate about your nonprofit.
Would you like us to talk about, I guess, how Ignite contributes towards financial literacy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Because we're not I guess specifically focused on financial literacy, but we do work with students to increase their resilience and grow their self-confidence. That's our main goal. So we really work hard to ensure each student feels comfortable and valued in the environment that we create in the classroom. So this means that they can, I guess, ask questions, and we really encourage them to ask questions about what the workforce might look like and stuff like that. And then, so like we were saying, we specifically work with students who face educational inequity. And so these students are, I guess, predisposed to having lower self-confidence. So by working with them to build their soft skills and build that confidence, we I guess encourage them to gather resources when they're making decisions. And one of our I guess themes, so we have weekly themes, and one of those is critical thinking. So I guess that's a definitely skill that they can take with them when they're making financial decisions. And then also we work with the students, I guess, just before they start heading out into the workforce. So kind of year 8, year 9, so 13, 14, or however you're all, I'm pretty sure that's right, something like that, 13 or 14. And so they, I guess, are thinking about starting part-time jobs and being able to, I guess, get those critical thinking skills before they have to actually start making those financial decisions. And just before they do start making those decisions is a really cool opportunity to lay those foundations for them. That, I guess, can have a flow-on effect to when they're making those decisions in adulthood. Yeah. I don't know if Lilli has anything to add.
Kind of along the same lines of what you were saying, Hannah, one of the main tenets of our program is encouraging students to be confident in their own decisions, which, as Hannah said, is something that students from a low socioeconomic area might not be as confident in, or they might not have the advantage in that particular area. So something that Ignite Mentoring definitely aims to do is encourage students to have their own independent thoughts, do their independent research before making decisions, not follow along with everyone else, which is something that would definitely be more inviting to students of that background. So something that I think Ignite Mentoring is really beneficial for is encouraging that kind of critical thinking that Hannah was talking about, but also having the confidence in yourself to back yourself in your decisions, which is definitely something that's important in terms of financial literacy. Also, with students in low socioeconomic areas, they might not have been exposed to different experiences, whether that's in financial literacy or otherwise. So a really beneficial aspect of Ignite Mentoring, in my opinion, is that we do get to expose students to different avenues, different walks of life, which opens their mind to new potential experiences, which again has that flow-on effect like Hannah was talking about in terms of finance as well. If they are, more predisposed to have an open mind about other experiences, then down the track that may help them in terms of their own financial literacy when they eventually make the journey into adulthood and start managing their own financial decisions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think completely agree with you on this was actually really smart on how to educate and develop critical thinking skills early on in them, which would help them later on. And I think that completely makes sense and ties up perfectly to how financial literacy can help adults later on in their life. Thank you both of you for that. And I really hope that with this interview, you garner a lot of support in terms of both volunteers and donors. Thank you for your time.